what the website looks like so far. And so hopefully I've showed you that we can go ahead and do this. A couple things I do want to point out in case you missed it is how I dealt with this little border here. You saw me spending some time in Photoshop working on it. I needed to create one because I realized that that border appeared on multiple backgrounds. And so I wanted to make sure that that was going to display no matter which background it was. So I made it a transparent PNG and just a graphic of 2 of those. Then it made it a background image, and unfortunately it got kind of, it went right behind my text, and I didn't want to do that. So in order to solve that, the thing I came up with is making sure that in my header 2, right here, you will see there's a span tag. And so putting the span tag, if I style it right, I can then target, here's where I did it. So it's the what we do H2 span, and I gave it a background image, and I just grabbed the standard background we were using for that whole section, which is that bluish background. Then I gave a little bit of padding on the left and right. I put no padding on top and bottom, so I get a padding 0, which is top and bottom, 1 EM to the left and to the right. I did a display as inline block because otherwise it treats a span as an inline, and I don't think it applies to the padding, which made it difficult to do the background image. So when I put all of that together, in essence, that one padding pushes away the border so we don't see the background. I originally tried a background color of none, or a background image of none. I forget which one I did. That didn't seem to work. But when I replaced it instead with the standard background, it seemed to work just fine. And you don't even see a difference in change where that appears compared to the rest of the background. Other than that, pretty much everything else was working with the grid. I don't like the fact that I have these gutters on the left and the right, but that requires a whole different set of skills to sort of create that. So one of the things I'm going to just kind of leave you with is the general code of the grid. And you can see here our header on the top uses, if you'll notice, the left-hand side is equal to 5 of our 12 grids. The right-hand side, between the width of the right-hand side and the offset of 2, adds up to 5 as well. So there's a 5 on the left, 5 on the right, and then 2 grids right in the middle for our logo. And I assume so they're probably hidden a nav bar in there. It looks weird, there's no nav bar. But I'm just trying to code out from what I see. Then I created another div for welcome, which had on the left, if you go back here, you'll see the welcome, and the text is on the left. It's a small of 6. Small of 6 on the right for the featured product, goes on the right-hand side. And then we already went over what we do, but the one thing I want to point out is for thumbnails, I created 6 evenly sized, or 3 evenly sized grids, one each of the value of 4. So 4 times 3 is 12. As long as they add up to 12, we're good. So we have a div with the class of thumbnail. That's the other thing. Thumbnail in Bootstrap actually gives you a white background with the rounded corners and a border. And I did not want that. So rather than fight and try to overtake what thumbnail had, I decided to create my own class, call it noBGColor. I also had an issue with the noBGColor. It turned out the key here was giving it a background color of RGB A being alpha, which is how transparent or not it is. And so that 4th value is the alpha. In this case, it's 0.0. So in other words, there is no visibility. Background color is gone. I added this slam important. I call it slam because it's a little exclamation mark, just to make sure we didn't override it. It's a little bit extreme, but in CSS sometimes you have to pull the nuclear option, and that's what I did. I also got rid of border, and just to play it safe, I did the important slam there as well. Slam it down, and I added the tag, and I said that the div inside of a body with a class of noBGColor. And the reason why I did that is I wanted to make sure that when I applied these styles, this would take precedent over the thumbnail. And all I'm doing is overriding the colors and the border. I just wanted to override that thumbnail by saying noBGColor. And by overriding it, you have to make sure you are more specific in your selector. So to be as specific as I could, I added 2 elements, body and div. I put a dot with the no BG color just to make sure that I could override it. And so that's how I did it. This important, if I can avoid doing that, I will. So let's get rid of it. I never tried it without that. So I'll try that now. Take a look, hit refresh. It's still gone, so I didn't have to. I think it was the RGBA was the main trick. The other, of course, is being more specific in there. And so from here on out, everything else was just colors. I did text align of center wherever I wanted to center it. You'll notice I did 3 different fonts. I normally don't like doing 3 different fonts, but that's what they had on here, and I was trying to match it. All right, pretty much what you saw here, you could take and continue on the rest. This would be a little trickier, especially with this graphic right here. You could accomplish that through a variety. One, you could put this in a div where you style the background color. And then there actually are techniques to do this curved up paper as using a box shadow, I believe it is, or it's a background gradient, I believe it is. There's techniques. You could also do a border image that would do it. And there's just other techniques you can do. I don't have time to go into that. I'm already an hour into coding this thing, and I haven't even finished it. And there's a lot more that you could do to style this up. But I wanted to at least get it started to show you how I can go about taking Bootstrap and doing pretty much any style you want. So give me another hour, and I bet I could finish the rest of this. Not perfect, but at least with some sort of style. Also, you see here, this is an image slider, so you might want to use Bootstraps. They have one on the, I think we have to go back up to the top. If you go to the top of Bootstrap and you go to JavaScript, there is one that's called a carousel. And so you can look into the carousel and see if you can get that to work too. Good luck with your Bootstrap. I hope you are successful. Enjoy, and hopefully see you around.